Ooh, and you already know what time of year it is. It is spooky season, and today we'll be looking at what the best Halloween comedy is. Now, in my opinion, well-made comedies are quite hard to come by now. You know, ever since we got that 40-year-old virgin flick with Michael Scott in, we've been getting the same lightly edited improv for years now. And it's sad because comedy can be a really diverse and interesting cinematic technique. However, there are still filmmakers who use their full range of cinematic capabilities to create humor, and one of which is Edgar Wright, and that's where we get to Shaun of the Dead. You know, Edgar Wright uses the full range of visuals and sound to create comedy, and that's why most of his films find humor in unusual places. Another great thing that Edgar Wright does is that he combines genres, and Shaun of the Dead is no different. You know, on paper, a movie with tones of disaster flick and rom-com really shouldn't work. However, it does, and it allows him to project a lot more without using any exposition. So, in the beginning of the film, we are immediately introduced to our main character and his relationships. We see that Shaun is written as somewhat of an everyman whose struggle is to improve himself and gain responsibility, and through this we understand that his two roommates, Pete and Ed, are designed to reflect Shaun's attitudes to life. You know, Pete is ambitious and responsible, and ultimately the man Shaun wants to be, when Ed reflects Shaun holding himself back. Liz, Shaun's girlfriend, is the catalyst for the plot from the get-go. You know, when Liz breaks up with Shaun, it only drives him further to achieve, even if what he's actually doing is endangering her even more. But ultimately, this is good writing, guys, and if I can't convince you of that, I really can't help you. So, a following scene is Shaun's walk to the shops, which really does highlight his mediocre and boring life, and the audience are very much slowly introduced to the idea of zombies. The audience are slowly becoming more and more aware of who is a zombie or not, when Shaun really doesn't. It's literally only when Shaun's face to face with one that he realizes that zombies exist, and every ounce of foreshadowing is used to slowly hint to the audience of the impending doom. And Shaun simply not noticing as quick as the audience isn't just for comedic effect, but to highlight his problem of complacency. And before the apocalypse, this is apparent in nearly every single character in the film. Even we, the audience, can't even recognize when someone is just being lazy or is a zombie. So you're probably still wondering what makes Shaun of the Dead such a great comedy then. And any old Joe is just going to tell you that comedy is subjective. But comedy is like the rest of cinema. It can be done right or it can be done wrong. And for me, comedy is mostly about relatability and memorability. Every great comedy, from Mean Girls to Airplane, has memorable lines. And I really don't know about you guys, but I don't go into comedy movies expecting my world to change. So when a comedy isn't even quotable, it's gonna die like a meme. And Shaun of the Dead really isn't any different. In fact, it even takes it a step further by making every single one of its repeated lines symbolize something. So when comedies like White Chicks keep reminding us that everyone likes that one Vanessa Carlton song, you know the one, it really pales in comparison to Shaun of the Dead using the color red to symbolize Shaun becoming less and less selfish. In the beginning of the movie, Shaun's red is first noticed by a co-worker he's trying to gain respect from, and the red on his shirt is just a tiny blotch. However, it's then brought up again by Shaun's mum after him fighting off two zombie hordes. Here the red is all over his shirt and face. But red also symbolizes safety and an easy lifestyle for Shaun, and him straying further and further away from that. And this is also brought up by the zombies being covered in red, because obviously they're mindless, so they only lead an easy lifestyle as such. Even the first scene after the title card of Shaun is him in a red top acting like a zombie at first, which really well shows his current state of mind and ambitions. And the relatability of the film isn't even too bad either. And seriously guys, this is a zombie rom-com action movie with Queen in. Tell me how that's relatable. The main plot completely revolves around a 20-plus-year-old still trying to break out of his shell and try new things, still having to let go of his comfortable life he's been coasting on for years, and this is all in order just to save his relationship with his girlfriend and obviously survive the zombie apocalypse. And the theme of going into the unknown and trying something completely new is something we can all take away from the film. The character ends up with what he wanted, and it only took a breakup, a get-together, the death of a friend, the death of a stepfather, the death of a mother, the death of a mutual friend, the death of another mutual friend, the death of a best friend, all in the middle of a zombie apocalypse to get it done. And that's why Shaun of the Dead is the best Halloween comedy. Thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I'm going to make more of these Halloween videos throughout October. I really enjoyed making this one, and the next one I've got some really good ideas about. So I'll probably just make a series review on What If midweek, then hopefully I'll be able to post another Halloween video on the Friday, all after hopefully a CSGO video on Sunday. So once again, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.